Give me one good reason why 18-year-olds should be allowed to vote. I can't think of any. I can think of many, actually. I mean, to start with, 18-year-olds legally allowed to work, join the military, and pay tax. So, as the old adage from the revolution went, no taxation without representation, which means if an 18-year-old can join the military, work, and pay tax, they need to be represented. Second point to make, the 26th Amendment of the United States says, Section 1, the right of citizens of the United States who are 18 years or older to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of age. Meaning, it's quite literally codified into the Constitution of the United States that 18-year-olds are allowed to vote. So there you go. There's just a couple of reasons for you. Special thank you to my YouTube members and patrons for supporting the channel and supporting my content. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today we are once again returning to r/insanepeople Facebook. It never changes. It's always the same thing, but here we are. Before we begin, I just wanted to mention that I will be live streaming over at Twitch in 2 hours as of this video going live. So come check it out. Me, George, and Leo are playing Elden Ring. We're right about to beat the game. We're on the final boss, in fact. So come check it out. You might catch us beat the game. Other than that, let's take a look at the subreddit, shall we? Listen to this mother who lost 2 children to fentanyl poisoning tell the truth about both of her sons' murders because of the Biden administration's refusal to secure our border and stop the cartels from murdering Americans every day by Chinese fentanyl. Heartbreaking. Retweeting her own tweet there. Readers, added context. The fentanyl overdose deaths Green refers to occurred in July 2020 during the presidency of Donald Trump. Joe Biden was not in public office when the Kiesling brothers died. I mean, this is the only post, I think, from Marjorie Taylor Greene that's going to be in this video today, because quite frankly, I feel like it's cheating to include her tweets, but I needed to include at least one, and here it is. Of course, she almost definitely knows that they actually died during Trump's presidency. She almost guaranteed knows that Biden wasn't the president yet, but she doesn't care. She absolutely does not care. This woman is a danger, an actual danger to the American public, and the fact that she's a voted representative, scary. How many of you have genuinely tried to fly? Genuinely. How many of you have researched, trained, and truly tried to fly? None of you. Why? Because you think it's impossible. You've never pushed yourself because you believe the goal can never be achieved. Is Andrew Tate okay? I mean, I know he's not, but like, humans can't fly. Unless, I mean, if you count planes and gliders and helicopters and like flying crafts, then like a lot of people have flown. However, training to like flap your arms and fly, that's, you know, by the laws of aerodynamics, that's just not gonna fly. This is the screenshot of Trump's post on Truth Social that apparently suggests Ron DeSantis is a groomer. This is Ron, is it? He would never do such a thing. Here is Ron DeSanctimonious grooming high school girls with alcohol as a teacher. What is going on with the Republican Party? Like, at this point, I've said it before that Republicans make the arguments for Democrats. Like, a lot of the time a Democrat can stop talking and Republicans will keep making their arguments for them. But at this point, they're making arguments against each other as well. Like, if Ron DeSantis is a groomer, get rid of him. I have no care for Ron DeSantis. I don't want to see Ron DeSantis as a president. I think he's a really, really awful, gross human being. But I also feel the same way about Trump. I also don't want him as president. But quite frankly, the war between Trump and DeSantis is only dividing the Republican Party. It's never going to be a good thing for them. So it's kind of hilarious to watch it go forward that they know that this is damaging for the party, but their ego, both of them, their egos are so huge that they won't stop battling each other. Isn't that just hilarious? This might sound crazy, but a lot of online trans spaces I saw were filled with actual Nazis. Not making a statement, only an observation. No, I mean like swastika-wearing Hitler sympathizers. It's actually insane, but ask most detransitioners and they have experience with this. Here's you with the Proud Boys. So for context, this woman is someone who, I believe, she was a trans male who detransitioned and now makes it her everyday effort to try and stop trans people from transitioning because she had a bad experience with it and therefore everyone will, apparently. But equating modern trans spaces to Nazis after actually spending time with white supremacist hate groups, every accusation made by these kinds of people is actually an admittance of guilt. Like, let's be real, everything they accuse left of doing is because they're doing. They do though. Trump won the election, and by a lot. Ain't no fucking way I found one in the wild. Can we study you, please? You act like I'm rare. We are the silent majority in this country and this world. Obviously, just open it up with Trump didn't win the election, and that's just known. It would have been figured out by now if he had, had the election robbed, but he didn't. But also, I just gotta point out, we are the silent majority in this country, they say. Well, first of all, majority? No. Silent? Also, no. You're the very loud minority in the country when it comes to political beliefs, okay? Not everyone in America is a white supremacist. Not even every Republican is an alt-right white supremacist Trump lover. So, majority and silent majority, both wrong. Both very wrong. And to follow that up, someone else tweeting, "We are the majority. They are just belligerent and noisy. Go woke, go broke is not just for retail businesses. Apply this same theory to our schools and that will turn things around quicker than Jack jumped over the candlestick. They need us." What the media wants you to believe. The reality. Now, they've used a map of like, look, this is where Republican voters are versus liberal Democrat voters or whatever. Like, this is the Republicans versus Democrats, red v blue. Look at this map. And I really needed to just side by side this map, okay? So this is their map of Republican versus Democrat voters. Side by side here with a US population density map. So, where the US has the highest density and populations. So where the most people in the US are. Now, if I overlay them, you'll see something interesting here that generally the places with the most people tend to be blue. So it's almost like there are a lot of blue people in densely populated areas. So when you have a sparsely populated area that's red, it has less people in it than a city that is really densely populated. Who would have thought? Who could have possibly seen that coming, huh? Crazy. My boyfriend is leaving to go fight for Ukraine. Literally worst birthday ever. Oh no, does he know that's the Fourth Reich who's been trying to kill 90% of humanity? Seriously, Russia is saving humanity and the media is totally lying. I've got plenty of evidence. Please do everything you can to stop him. I still find it absolutely bemusing that conservative Americans, not all conservative Americans, but the particularly right-wing conservative Americans have so drastically in the last decade turned from Russia is evil and the Red Menace to Russia is trying to save humanity. And it's all down to right-wing media. Like, there is no way that right-wing media is not all bought out. I mean, we know that Murdoch is a piece of human trash, right? And he runs a lot of right-wing media outlets. There's no way, alleged, I'm gonna put down this is all opinion, but let's be real, there's almost definitely no way that Rupert Murdoch is not in Russia's pocket. In my opinion, but let's, come on. YGBSM, what does that even stand for? YGBSM, you've got big smelly moobs. I'm gonna have to Google it. Is a code name by the United States Armed Forces. Okay. I can't believe what I just saw. During the national anthem at the Super Bowl, they showed the sailors on deck on the USS Carl Vinson, one of our 3 Nimitz-class supercarriers, and they were dressed and arranged in rainbow colors. Chinese military is laughing their asses off. That's actually just what their uniform be though. Like, they all have different roles and different jobs, the allocation of their role and job has a different colored uniform, and that's how it's been for a long time. It has nothing to do with pride. Honestly, conservatives cannot see a rainbow without going, it's about the gays. Like, even unintentional rainbows. They are so obsessed with gay people, they are so obsessed with LGBT and pride that they have to make any multicolored thing about gay people. They are so obsessed with pride. Like, they're more obsessed with pride than LGBT people. Let's be real. A democracy is nothing more than mob rule, where 51% of the people take away rights of the 49. So we're moving away from the election was stolen and instead going to, let's get rid of democracy, huh? I mean, we already knew they were trying to get rid of democracy when they stormed the Capitol, but that's how democracy works. You elect people, people vote, and then things are passed based on who you voted for, right? I mean, America isn't a true democracy. America is a democracy based on electing a leader, but a true democracy would be every policy put forward is voted to by the people. But they don't do that. So it's not actually a true democracy, but you do elect leaders who then make moves. And that's how the country's always been. But like, suddenly, Republicans have gotten such a gall, these MAGA Republicans have gotten such balls that by their leader not being the one that wins, suddenly democracy isn't good enough. Why? You'll have other chances, but you have chosen the worst leaders in the last decade. Let's be real. Your choices at this point being Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis, a con man with numerous sexual allegations and a white supremacist who is now being accused of grooming children by the con man. These are the two options that the Republican Party are putting forwards right now. It's weak. Let's be real. It's real weak. Social justice demands that we fight against the causes of poverty, inequality, and lack of labor, land, and lodging, against those who deny social and labor rights. There is nothing Christian about social justice. Redemptive salvation is a matter of the individual soul. Imagine having the audacity to mansplain Christianity to the Pope. If I had a nickel for every time in a video of mine I've seen someone try and explain Christianity to the Pope, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't many, but it's weird that it's happened twice. Pet store manager is sacked after threatening to punch breastfeeding mothers and their babies for whipping their boobs out in front of her kids in angry Facebook post. I'm not sorry. The next female that tries to whip her boob out to breastfeed in front of my kids will get a black eye. Move that baby because I'll punch it too. Zero care. Why? In public, let's just show kids' boobs, not mine. Does this woman know what boobs are actually for? Like, I know it's kind of weirdly not considered an opinion, but breasts are made for children. Their sole purpose pretty much is to feed children. So being like, oh, I can't believe she'd show children boobs. Children have seen boobs. I mean, the first, like, how long do kids get breastfed for? Year? I guess, year and a half? I don't actually know. I've never had a child and I'm also not a woman. They be sucking on boobs. Boobs are for children. They are, anybody that says boobs are not child friendly, like, but is happy with men not wearing shirts. Men's chests serve no purpose. Women's chests serve the purpose of feeding children. They are the most for children part of the human body. It's such a stupid opinion to be like, women aren't allowed to breastfeed in public. Nuh-uh. Not for kids. Who's it? They're breastfeeding. And the final post. Chinese spy balloon. I spotted it over our neighborhood. I have radiant barrier roofing, so its cameras can't penetrate into my home. Protect yourself, please. Radiant barrier roofing is gotta be a scam on the same level of those 5G protection necklaces that did absolutely nothing. Or wasn't there a person that made millions selling 5G protective face and hand cream, and it turned out they were just selling moisturizing cream? Because that was a thing as well. But like, ignoring both of that, that's the moon. That just be the moon right there. That's just the moon. Ain't no Chinese spy balloon trying to spy through your radiant barrier roofing, sir. That's the moon. And that's where I'm gonna end the video, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed. Stream 2 hours. Well, less than 2 hours now. Go check it out. Twitch.tv/Blue the Nerd. If you want to support me in making more content like this, then I have a Patreon in the description down below, or equally you can click the join button on the channel to support me. It helps a lot more than you might realize, but by no means should you feel like you have to. I'm going to keep making content regardless. Special thank you to all of the people that do support my channel. All of you are incredible, wonderful people. All of your names are on screen. Thank you so much. Genuinely, you are all great. Thank you. It means so much. It helps a lot. I passed my driving test. I mentioned in a previous video that I was taking one. I passed it. I'm so happy. Passed my driving test first try. My insurance went up by £600 a year. That hurts. I'm paying £100 a month. So genuinely, you know, supporting does help, because I do work a job, but I do also quite heavily rely on some of the money that comes in through YouTube. So it genuinely helps and means a lot. Other than that, thank you so much for watching the video, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.